I don't want to like have the thing that represents who I am, the thing that I'm like forward facing, be like, she only talks shit about other women. It's like, well, that sucks too.
She only talks shit about other women. She only talks shit about other women.
She's a demon. She's not a good person.
Yeah.
I hate this woman. I hate this
Yeah.
woman. You're actually a loser because you're with and that immediately makes you a loser. That's mean. You can't aspire to a demon. You can't. I get
You
her
think she's
off
got to go?
my screen. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry about my negativity, guys. I'm about to get my period. Welcome to Mommy Issues, a podcast where an ex-reality TV star mom
And her reality TV loving daughter
bridge the gap between their generations through celeb news, all things Bravo,
and their own personal mommy issues.
Hi, everybody. Hello.
Hello.
We're back. We took a week
We are
off.
back. You took a week off.
We took a week off.
We took a week off because of for you. I'm about to get on a plane and here I am.
I know, but like,
No, you deserve that.
no, and also like, so do you. You're welcome for the break. How
Okay.
are we? How's your week been? What's life like? Tell me.
Everything's been
Dandy.
status quo. You know what I mean? Like not great, not terrible.
It's not bad.
But you know, I'm happy. I'm leaving in, I don't know, a little bit to LA and I get to see Lola and I get to see you. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm just that's what listen, that is that is the solution to all my problems. Every time I feel like down or feel whatever, man, it's incredible. Sometimes just seeing Lola's face, it's really like
It'll turn your world
for
upside
all
down.
the people that are not grandmothers yet. I'm sure we have people that aren't mothers yet and who are young mothers, but there's also some soon to be grandmothers. Or it is everything they tell you about being a grandparent is true. It's the purest love. It's like you see your child and this other child that she made, and you have to you kind of have a do-over in a different way. I don't know how to explain it. It's not really a do-over, but it's like, you know, I have more patience now, more time, more whatever. And it's just an amazing thing.
You get to
I can't
like
even tell you.
you get to like relive the baby stage
Yeah.
in a new way.
Yeah, in a new way. And
As a
just
new person with all the lessons that you've learned in life.
right. And also, yeah, the lessons that I've learned in life, which are like, you know, everybody has a personality when they're born. It's
Yeah.
there. It's the you know, the whole matrix of their personality is already decided. And I love how she is. You know what I mean? I would love how she is if she was a shy kind of whatever too, but she's not. And she's such a cool kid.
She's a ham.
Yeah, she is.
She's a total ham.
She's a brat sometimes.
Oh,
but I
you
love
did
all
not
that
call
too.
my daughter a brat.
Yeah, she's a brat. We'll see. She's not a brat with me.
Okay.
She's not. She's a brat with you. But that's also how that works.
Yeah, that's parent versus grandparent vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm assuming that's your high.
That's my high, and I don't really. Yeah, I mean, a low. I've got some label trolls coming, you know, trying to there's something called when I was a lawyer, I'm still a lawyer, but I sat for 9 years on the bar grievance committee, and I remember this used to come up a lot. And there's people that dedicate themselves to looking at labels of products and finding any little
What's
thing
wrong with them
to come. Yeah, and then we'll come after you.
That's
and so
like,
I have, yeah, and
you have
it's
a
just
label
so
troll.
Yeah, it's just so funny because I think they think I'm a deep pocket. And
well, online,
that's the funny. Yeah, online it says that I, you know, I don't know how many millions I have, but I've sent out a search party and I haven't found them. But anyway,
I know.
It's just whatever. It's unfortunate. It's a nuisance. I have to deal with it. But you know,
It is what it
Whatever.
is.
It is what it is. So I guess that's a low, but I honestly, that's just
It's like barely a
business.
low.
It's just part of the work, I guess. This
Yeah.
is not an easy business to be in.
Doesn't seem
this
like it. Does
No,
not
it's
seem
not.
like
It's
it.
very difficult, dealing with co-packers, you have people that are like really nice to, and then all of a sudden they just turn like never do they make a mistake. There's never a mistake on anybody's part. Every mistake is yours. And then people will double down, you know what I mean? It's like I didn't do, and just kick you when you're down, and it's just whatever. And then they say like bless your heart.
Bless
Which-
your heart.
Yeah,
Bless your
which I have a
heart.
real problem with. I didn't realize that meant fuck you.
Yeah.
In Southern speak, it means
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah.
When they say bless your heart, it means fuck you. But I don't understand that. How can that be?
Because
I
they're-
like buy it. Like I do buy it. Like I believe them. Like I want
You're
to
like,
believe in
thank you so much. Bless
right.
my heart.
I believe in the goodness of people. I really do.
Well, that's
And
your
it's
first
just-
mistake.
That is my first mistake. I was going to forward you something that I saw, like I do all the time, but it's a guy analyzing a child doing something wrong, but it applies to all adults and to all people, where you have and I'm sure since you're over therapized, you probably know this.
I'm not over therapized. I'm therapized.
Okay. Therapized.
Period.
That
You're
you
not
have three
therapized.
states that you're in, right? There's a state that is where you're in survival mode, and then you're in emotional mode, and then you're in executive state, right? And the more evolved person will always be in an executive state, so that when something happens, your reaction is much more logical. You think
Yeah.
about it, you don't fly off the handle.
Yep.
And kids tend to go to the emotional state or survival state. And so I'm really now aware to not overreact to stuff, but there's also a level of like, okay, I have to have some dignity in the way that you treat me when it comes to business. And I used to be such a crazy hard ass as a lawyer. Like my assistant secretaries would come in my office just to hear the venom that would come out of my mouth
Well,
when I was
you
speaking to
are
opposing counsel.
evil.
I don't do that
sometimes.
anymore. And so while I have all these tools, I'm not only talking about my tongue, I'm talking about the ability to a platform where I could share negative things about people and I don't do it. You know what I mean? Like, and I have that. Like I could make fun of the label troll, make fun of the, whatever.
Well,
anybody
anybody can do that. That doesn't make you
Well,
special, that
yes,
makes
it does
you
make me
mean.
special. No, that doesn't, it does make me special in the sense that if you have a platform and you have credibility, that is the secret sauce, because you have, for example, perfect example, Brandy or Leah McSweeney, they have no
Mhm.
credibility.
Right.
If those cases were brought by someone else, Ebony or somebody, I'm just giving you an example of somebody credible and smart and whatever,
Sure,
and not
sure.
an alcoholic,
Oh.
people would give it more credence, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And so I think that everybody's lucky that I don't go out and tell people the truth about them. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And sometimes I do.
Yeah, sometimes you do.
And it's, well, I'm going to let you say oh shit, I'm sorry. I blurred that.
Oh, blurry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
want-
I get what you mean. And I think like oftentimes if you therapy or no therapy, if you just take your ego out of things, for the most part, you can operate on a more evolved level. Like
Right.
don't take things personally, because half the time what people are saying, including you, if you're spitting
It's not
venom,
about you.
it has everything to do with you and not the person. Like
Absolutely.
I know everything about you based on how you're talking about a person. You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
that's a thing that I struggle with too on this podcast, because it's like I oscillate between like I don't want to talk shit about this person who like, everybody doesn't like or whatever, but it's also like, but I don't want to be that, like that doesn't make me feel good either, So it's like it's a balance of
Yeah.
how do you speak to people and like give a voice to the people who are like, yeah, fuck that bitch. Like, let's talk shit about her. And then also be like, yeah, but I don't want to be that person either. I don't want to like have the thing that represents who I am, the thing that I'm like forward facing, be like, she only talks shit about other women. It's like, well, that sucks too.
Well, that
'Cause-
sucks, but you know very well that that's not true. I I think that, people that listen to either our podcast or people who are fans of Bravo, Housewives, Taylor Swift, whatever, they're very passionate. The Bravo fans will turn on a dime on you. They love you
Oh
one day and
yeah.
they despise you the next. I've never seen that phenomenon anywhere else. In my situation is that I think, and I'm not talking about our podcast, but just in business generally, I always take the high road. I always leave my ego out of it. I always, to the point where I've been, basically stepped on and
Right.
allowed that to happen
Right.
because I don't want anybody thinking that I'm coming in as this like, oh, I know more than you, or I don't know, live in a more cosmopolitan city than you, and therefore I'm no, but you know what I'm saying? Like people, I work with a lot of people that live in kind of more remote places, right? And it's different. But I'm kind of more like them than I am than the people of Bravo. Seriously. But I just feel like there has to be a line where your dignity has to supersede, how you allow people to treat you
Absolutely.
in anything.
It's just
So
right. But
when
having
you press-
dignity about like for yourself and being like, well, I'm going to defend myself doesn't mean that venom has to come out. You
oh
can
no,
still,
venom doesn't. Right,
yeah.
right. And I've managed to do that. I'm just talking about that if I really wanted to let it loose, I
You
could.
could.
But I
like,
don't
fuck with me.
Right, exactly. It's there, and I could really, you know what I mean? Whatever. There's a legal background here. There's a lot of stuff, and I'm like,
Not worth it.
poking the bear a lot,
Yeah.
and the bear doesn't like to be poked. So
The bear famously
Yeah.
hates being poked.
Yeah.
Certainly does.
yes,
Okay. Well,
your highs and lows. I'm sure you have.
my husband people like the highs and lows.
Do you think? Good. I'm
No,
glad.
I got a comment the other day that said,
Yeah, it's like your mom is full of shit. We like the highs and lows.
yeah, because you're always trying to shut me down. It's like half this podcast, a quarter of this podcast is highs and lows. And you're always trying to be like, speed it up. Anyways, my highs and lows. My low, well, my high is I was on a girls' trip. That's why we had the week off because I truly disconnected from the world. I went to Banner Elk, North Carolina. You know it. You love it. I'd never heard of it in my life. We went to stay
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart. We went to stay at my friend Sophie's, like family home with 5 of my friends from high school. And it was wonderful. It was just
wonderful.
so nice. It's like, the group of friends that you just don't even have to do anything. You just don't have to try too hard. You don't have to like impress anybody. You can just like show up as your true self. You can't even show up as anybody else other than your true self because they'd be
call
like,
you out.
excuse me.
Who do you think you are?
Am. Yeah, come on, man.
I just want to end aside really quick that I was looking at a picture of you guys sitting at a dining room table having dinner at this house where you guys stayed. And I was with Sylvia and I said, these girls of this generation, they can be so 100% real with each other. Look at them. No one has a stitch of makeup, like nothing.
No.
I'm talking about nothing.
We looked so bad.
Everybody looked like, you know what I mean? You were wearing whatever you wanted and it was nice. My generation is not like that. I'm not saying that I can't be with, but you kind of feel like
you still have to like
yeah,
put
like,
on a little something.
And I envy that,
Yeah, it's really nice to have that kind of like friendship with people. And I would say I have that with a lot of people here too. Not a lot of people here too, but I do. And it's really, I have never felt more connected to like, we were saying that a lot of the trip was inner child work because it's like tapping back into this version of yourself, the like 15, 16, 17-year-old girl who, like I was raised with those girls. Like we all informed who we are now.
Who are today. Yeah.
Yeah. And like it feels so safe. And it's not like your friends when you're in high school
what it is.
Or junior high. It's a safety. It's who you retreat to when there's shit going on at home or you're getting in trouble or whatever, or school is really hard. And like you find solace in your friendships in high school.
Yeah.
And it's like, it still very much feels that way. And it's so special.
That's incredible that has kind of, I know these friendships, but this is like these 6 girls, and it includes you and your sister, and the fact that your sister connected so much with people
Yeah.
that were a whole grade,
Yeah,
and
Kathy
right
didn't
now,
graduate with us. Kathy was like, sorry, you're actually all my friends too. It's
right,
really
and
nice.
she's more friends, like, in fact, all her friends are from your grade, which is only a grade difference, but when you're in school, that's a big deal. Like, she's a
Yeah.
senior hanging out with the juniors, that's, and those are the people, and they are actual real relationships that whenever
Oh,
anybody's been
yeah.
dealing with difficulties and whatever, they are there. It's just awesome.
It's
It
also
was nice
like,
to see it.
there was like a fear right when I was like getting off the plane where I was like, wait, we don't like all talk to each other all the time. I'm like, what if we all get there and we're like, what do we did not stop talking. I went on like a little hike with Marie, like towards the end of the trip. And I was like, we have not stopped talking since the moment we got together. Even at like when we're waking up and it's like 8 in the morning and we just like immediately, there's so much to like talk about. The last girls trip we had done was 6 years
I
before.
heard that it was 6 years ago. You
It was
guys
too
shouldn't
long
let it.
ago. I
It
know,
was
but
too
it's also
long.
like everybody, like people are, life happens, you know. We're
Yeah,
we're trying not to do it like that, but it's like, I think Maria
yeah.
is getting married next year, and then the year after that, it might be Anna Sophia. Like there's things that will bring us together, but there's something like a girls' trip where we're like, we all made the effort to travel to see each other, and that's huge as an adult. Like we took
It really is.
yeah, which brings me to my low, where this was the first time that I was away from Lola for a long time. I was gone for like 4 nights. And I had been telling my mom had like called me before and I was like, she's like, how are you feeling with like being gone from Lola? I posted this on my Instagram so people know, but I was just like, oh my God. I'm like, I really checked in with myself and I'm totally fine. Like, I feel like society really makes moms feel like you should feel guilty and I don't. I deserve this. I was standing by the door. It was like 5 minutes before I was leaving. We had dropped off Lola at daycare. And I'm standing by the door. John Liam's like brushing his teeth, and I just like something. It was an overwhelming feeling, and it wasn't like one single tear coming down my eye. I just started going like sobbing, and John Liam comes
That's
up to me. He's like,
crazy.
"Wait, what's going on?" I was like, "I don't know. I like can't believe I'm leaving. This is so selfish. I'm just going on a girls' trip. It's not even for work. Like crazy in the car." Tears
I
streaming.
know. I
Like,
saw
they
it's crazy.
couldn't come they couldn't stop. The tears would
Yeah.
not stop. My body can't lie.
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'm gonna be stopped at TSA. They're gonna be like, she has a bomb on her. She's gonna kill herself." And obviously
Yeah,
that's why she's
exactly.
crying. I got it together, but it was hard being away from Lola, and she was very mad at me. Like,
Yeah.
I FaceTimed her. We were planning on doing no FaceTimes because she gets upset, and, like, at the end of the day, John Liam is gonna have to, like, hang up and deal with, like,
Deal
a
with that. Yeah.
very upset child, and he was like, "I think she needs to see you, like, she's acting strange, whatever." He puts her on FaceTime in the morning, and, like, she has, like, her pacifier in, and she's just like this, like, head down, eyes up, looking at me, like, mad. And then Jolene pants to her hands. Her hands are in little fists. Like she's like, I'm gonna fight you when you come back, you bitch. And it was funny because it was
But
just
she
like,
was fine when you got back. She even did the little
oh no,
pat.
she had the best time with John Liam. I think she was just like, we FaceTime with you all the time. We FaceTime
It's
with
good for
daddy. We
her.
FaceTime with Gothi. And I think she was like, I understand this and I hate that this now involves you. Like, why are you on the screen? You're never on the screen.
Right, exactly. You're not the one on the screen.
It was really cute though. And she was
Wow.
totally fine. And it was a good, like, rip the band-aid off.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I got to do this more.
I think it was
I'm
great
leaving
for
next
them.
weekend. Just kidding.
Where are you going?
Just kidding. I got back and I was like, I'm never leaving again. Don't ever worry about it. Mommy doesn't go anywhere. She lives here with you forever. But yeah, it was a great weekend. Highs and lows,
Cool.
mostly highs. I think we should start with Miami reunion part 3 because this is the last time we're going to see, I'm telling you right now, this is the last time we're going to see all these women in this group together because
Why? Why do you say that?
I think things are going to be changing. And also
Really?
I
Why?
was like, when I was watching the reunion, you had told me like, oh, have you watched it? It's not that good. There's only like one thing that happened. I wrote so many notes down and maybe it's
Really? I just didn't. I
because
think I was tired. I only liked the ending.
Yeah, but I think normally I'm like, I don't really want to talk about Miami, but you said something the other day to me that I was like, that's so true. We're like the only podcast
Yeah,
that recaps Miami.
yeah, nobody recaps Miami.
And we're
It's
going to
crazy.
recap this last
I mean,
reunion.
Watch What Crappens does it, but they just make fun of them the whole time.
Yeah, but
But
no
it's not a
one with
really, huh?
no one with the Miami perspective. That's
No,
us.
right. And they don't do it consistently. Nobody else does it. So,
Yeah. Well,
you
I
know, it
got
would be weird
notes.
if we didn't. Okay,
I'm just
go
gonna
ahead.
go down the
You go
show.
down.
The show. Okay, so Larsa versus Gertie. Ding 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 ding. Larsa versus Gertie. What's wrong with Larsa? What's wrong
I
with
don't
her?
know.
She
I don't
doesn't.
know.
She's not living in reality, and I think we all know that. But like, the issue is she thinks that she's fooling everyone. That's the problem. She thinks that she's like, no, what are you talking about? I was like, I
No,
didn't
my
know.
love. No, my
Genuinely,
love. It's
I
condescending.
didn't mean to like tell everybody about your cancer. I didn't do that. Gertie, what are you talking about? Like that is the cadence. And you're like, girl, you need to look. It's how can you not have some self-reflection with when you're on a TV show?
Yeah.
How can
Yeah.
that happen? She is
I,
so
I don't know
unwell.
what she's thinking. You know what I mean? Like it's really strange that she would, but what about me? What about, I'm sick over it. Like she'll say things like that. And it's like,
It's so bizarre.
how is it possible?
And then to see Marcus come up to her, like Marcus getting
Yeah.
upset shows his age. He's very young
Yeah. He's very
and
young. I
he
don't
is
hate him
very
like people.
immature,
Yeah.
but like he's gassing her up and like
Yeah.
enabling her to be like, you're a queen. You're sitting on your throne. Oh, I'm going to do her later because he's trying to be like, she's got a man that like rides for her. And it's like, shut up,
5 times a
dude.
night.
You're a loser. You're actually a loser because you're with Larsa Pippen. And that immediately makes you a loser. That's mean, but
You
that's
really
true.
hate her.
Because she's a demon. They just said this on Vanderpump because I know you don't watch Vanderpump, but Katie Maloney, who I also do not fuck with,
Yeah.
but she's right. She talked about Sandoval and she's like, I think he's a demon. And she's right about that. I think he's also a demon. Larsa's a demon. Like she's not a good person. Therefore,
I
she's a
just
demon.
feel like the hardships that she claims to have dealt with in her life are not really hardships. And if she ever had a real hardship, I don't know what she would do because, it's like this woe is me. Where's it coming from?
This woe is
You live,
me. I've been having to take care of myself for 6 years since her divorce, where it's like, you
yeah,
got a fuck ton of money.
yeah.
What are you talking about?
I know.
She's not living on planet Earth. So obviously,
I don't think they're going to get rid of her.
I am that would shake
She's
me to my
just
core.
too connected to whatever. I don't know.
Can we also talk about like her tequila brand that she was like pimping for like that she said she had been working on for 2 years and all the girls being like, I had never heard you talk about
I think
that.
it would be easier to point out housewives that don't have a tequila brand.
For real. But
Seriously.
Larsa is also an example of somebody who sees something happening and she goes, I want to do that too. She started a podcast because she's like, well, everyone has a podcast.
Yeah, and they're not doing it either.
She started a jewelry line because God knows why. I've never seen her wear any piece of jewelry where I was like, oh, I need that.
You're right.
And then the tequila brand, they bring out the bottle. What does that bottle look like to you?
Is well, I heard that there was a ceramic factory, so I assume it's like the other. It looks similar. Oh, does it look like a penis?
No, the bottle looks almost identical to the bottle of Kendall Jenner's 818 brand.
Oh, really?
This woman is so
She's so
incredibly
obsessed with the
obsessed.
Kardashian. Yeah,
It's
she really is.
outrageous. And it's like she cannot have anything that's like actually authentically hers.
Yeah.
I hate this woman. I hate this
Yeah.
woman. It's
She's
like,
not likable. And honestly, the fans agree with you wholeheartedly.
I need her off the screen because I don't think that like we should be putting women on a platform, on a big platform that people can potentially aspire to when it's like, no, you can't aspire to a demon. You can't. I really find her to be an
is
awful
that the
person.
kind of change you would like to see her gone, and then what? What else?
I have said this. I think we need to do a full sweep. I need to see
Oh,
Her,
okay.
I need her off. I need Adriana off immediately, because mommy,
Yeah.
oh, please tell me you clocked her talking about Adriana thinks she is the biggest pop star in the world. In the
Yeah.
world. I know I talk about this every episode. People
I'm
are
a
like,
pop
shut the
star. What
fuck
kind
up.
of star are you?
Oh my
She does think she's a
God.
pop star.
When she was talking about her, like,
She's manifesting.
no, it's not manifesting. Mommy, it's crazy. It's crazy. She's like, "Oh, I'm working on my music and I'm actually going to be performing.
Where is she
It's all
performing? She
about the
said something kind
music."
of big.
What did she say?
The part that I
I don't
found
know.
off-putting was when she talked about inspiring Julia and that she was Julia's inspiration. And
Oh
basically, if
my
Julia, you get
God.
lucky, maybe we'll do something together.
Can I tell you
Kind of.
something that Julia, well, first of all, Adriana is jealous that Julia is trying to like go into music.
Yeah.
I think she is jealous about that because she was asked about her like performance and all she talked about was the fact that she was playing piano for her and that she inspired her. It was
Yes,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
girl,
When they asked her the
that is your
question,
friend. What are you
she turned it
talking
around and
about?
she made it all about her.
Oh my God. Oh my God. But let me tell you something. I think Julia has more of a chance of like being the like housewife singer the way that Luann is, where it's like she can't sing, but like the Ave Maria remix
That was
dance party,
fantastic. That
so
was honestly
funny.
but it was so good. Wasn't it so good?
I mean, she was obviously lip syncing, and it was funny that she
I don't
thought she was
care. I
getting
don't
away
care.
with it. I know, but it
Oh,
was
she was
funny.
lip syncing, but it was her voice.
Mommy, are you serious?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm telling you, I wasn't paying that much attention,
Oh my God.
but
That's
but I
crazy that you
liked it. I
thought
liked
that.
how everybody started dancing and
It was very
whatever.
Miami because it was like, like of course, like these Miami girls like stand up, they're like, woo. It was
Yeah.
really funny. But yeah, I mean, I know I can't talk about it anymore, but Adriana thinking she's the biggest pop star in the world is crazy. So she's got to go. Larsa's got to go. Kiki needs a mojito. We need
You
to
think
keep
so?
100%. Her story
Okay.
is fascinating and she's funny
Oh,
and
good.
she's
Okay.
smart. She's comic relief, which we miss from a lot of these franchises.
Yeah.
She is comic relief, and it's such a breath of
And the
fresh.
thing is that it's her comic relief is she's really funny. And Marisol thought she was going to be that, and she's not that at
No, no,
all.
no.
Oh my God, at all. And so yeah, I think I like that she's honest about how she lives in a small place and she doesn't have this and she doesn't have that,
It's like, yeah, that's a reality for a lot of people in Miami. It's a
Right.
lot of, it's a
But it's
reality
not
for a
on
lot of
brand for
people.
housewives.
No, but I think that that's good. We don't need
Okay.
everybody to be like keeping up with the Joneses because it's also like a lot of those women are wealthy, but they're trying to like keep up a lifestyle and it's almost like dark and sad. To like
Yeah.
it's like no, let's just like be real about what you have, what you can afford, and let's see you live that life because
And-
that's the life for a lot of people. You want to resonate with people on the screen. It's not all just like that's why we watch Beverly Hills so we
Yeah.
can see something
Yeah.
outrageous, but that's not Miami.
Yeah.
Lisa's
I
gotta
know.
go,
I think
obviously.
that who?
Lisa, I get
You
her
think she's got to
off
go?
my screen.
I honestly, when Kiki said that Lisa looks down on her for not having money, I don't think that's true.
I think it is true.
Yeah, I don't get,
Yes.
Lisa is very kind of
Dumb. She's just dumb.
and
Remember when I was like,
she's
I don't want to be
involved.
known for talking shit about I am
She's
absolutely going off.
self-involved. She's self-involved and then misses a lot of stuff. But I don't think she's a bad person.
But it was a microaggression. And the fact that she can't cop to that is bad.
Yeah.
She has,
Yeah.
again, no self-awareness. She's best friends with Larsa. I think that's a very telling
Oh,
thing.
and she is her ride or die. Like she tries to defend her when Larsa's behavior is sometimes indefensible.
Yeah, man.
How do you defend that?
Because she doesn't, it's
But
all
part of being a friend is saying, dude, you fucked up.
absolutely. Look at Nicole. Nicole does it all the time. Nicole
Yeah.
actually like holds her friend's feet to the fire.
Yeah.
And that's what you
Yeah.
should do as a friend. You have to call them out. Lisa versus Kiki. Who are you picking?
No, Kiki. Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
then
you would
Larsa
keep Nicole,
versus
you would
Gertie.
keep
Who are
Kiki?
you? I would
Gertie.
I would keep Gertie. I would keep Kiki.
Nicole and Kiki.
I would keep Nicole. I would honestly. No, never mind. I was gonna
You would
say
keep Alexia?
I was gonna say Alexia, but I think Alexia is just so
I
caught
would
up.
keep, yeah, I would keep Alexia because she is uh, like, she doesn't realize that it's funny. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't even grasp
Mm.
some of the stuff she says. And I think that she's so a certain facet of Miami representative of that I think that's good. I think the issue is that you
Sure.
also, I think it's what the package that comes with her is a problem. If you have, you know, there's a lot of negativity behind that. The issues with the son, the issues with the ex-husband. We don't. Bravo's in enough heat already. We don't need the
That's true.
pedophile. We don't need the violence of the kid and the, And so anytime that anybody goes up against her for anything, are they going to come out and threaten people like they did me?
I
You know?
unfortunately think that nobody cares enough about Miami to like look into the dirty details to be like, oh, there's a problem here because so and so's family is this and that.
I
It's
think it's
like
dangerous. I think it's
I don't
dangerous.
think it's that dangerous because I don't think it matters that much to enough people. I
Well,
think if this
that
was
doesn't
like,
that doesn't negate the dangerousness.
sure, I'm just saying like I think if it was like Kyle's husband on Beverly Hills,
Oh,
I
right.
think it
They
would be a
don't
different
care.
story.
Right. They may not care, but it's negligent to not care
Sure.
because it's a very real danger. We've already seen it.
I
So,
think, yeah.
so I think that's the only reason. Other than that, I would keep her.
I think it's like this is the issue that I have with Miami of like the desperation seeping out of the TV screen. Alexia like came I don't remember if it was Andy who said it, but it was like Alexia came in trying to redeem herself this season, right? And it was like her trying to be friends with Julia, which
Yeah.
Marisol called awkward, which is like true because at the end of the
It is
day,
true. Yeah.
Alexia is not going to be friends with Julia.
And she's
Alexia
not going
is
to be,
a
yeah.
Cuban Miami girl who is a no new friends girly who has a tight knit circle. There's nobody going to seep into that, especially somebody who likes other women. And that's a fact.
Yeah.
She is not that she's homophobic, but that's not how she grew up. She has a
No.
hard time with it. God forbid she shares a room with somebody who likes women. That makes her feel icky and weird. It does. You saw it
Yeah.
this season.
Yeah.
That is not a real friendship. And honestly, Marisol saying it was awkward, it's true. It was awkward because it was
I don't remember her
clunky.
saying it was awkward. I do know that they
She
had some
said it
kind of
under her
fallout at
breath.
the end.
She
Oh,
said it
okay.
under her breath. But
Right.
like that's besides the point. The whole thing is like Alexia came in trying to redeem herself. And then during the reunion, she's having an issue with Marisol. We see it. And obviously at the end of the episode, we see it like kind of like there are cracks in the foundation.
Yeah, but don't you think that that was the cliffhanger that they wanted to leave that open? Because, and by the way,
Sure.
it's not true because they're buddies again now,
Sure, but I think that's a real that's like a sisterhood thing where it's like you have my back and I have yours, almost like in a toxic way where it's like you can't ever say anything bad about me.
Mm-hmm.
There was already you were feeling some tension between Marisol and Alexia before she even said the liar thing. But before that, it was you could see Alexia's plea to be friends with Nicole because she realizes Nicole is a fan favorite after watching the season, after reading countless Twitter, whatever she is doing. She's seeing everyone likes Nicole and I've been against her and I'm realizing now I got to go on her side. So her being like, I don't know why we always get into a thing where it's like, we're not friends. Like, I really like you, like me. And honestly, Nicole, I love Nicole, but Nicole is desperado to be friends with Alexia too, because she knows that
You
she's
think
kind of,
so?
mommy, this woman has been mistreated by Alexia and Marisol. If you had dignity and you were like, I'd be like, I'm not going to be friends with you. I will
don't
be
think she's- I
cordial
don't
with
think-
you.
I
But
think
Nicole
she'll
is
be
like,
cordial with her.
yeah. Let's be friends. Let's be friends. And it's like,
Did she say that?
you could see it. Honestly,
don't-
leave a
let's-
comment if you agree, because I think that that's how it
Yeah.
felt.
Honestly, I'm not in a position to say because I didn't pay that much attention to all those kind of clues, whatever. Sometimes it's just body language. Sometimes it's what they say under their breath. What I know of Nicole, I think she'll be cordial and she'll do whatever,
She'll always be
has to
cordial
be
'cause
done,
she's a
but
good
I
person.
don't think, right. I don't think there'll be a genuine friendship there because
No.
there's so much jealousy on Alexia's side. It's so much
it's-
that
Again, it's
She
her
can't.
being like, she's not gonna have any new friends. It's all
Eh,
gonna be for
right.
the sake of a show, for the sake of her looking good. Alexia's for herself. Alexia's for
Yeah.
herself. All these women are for themselves mostly, but she is trying to separate herself from Marisol because she's seeing like this isn't working because this
Yeah.
woman is like
Then she knows that
bringing
she's
me
on her way
down.
out.
Yeah, and then obviously we have to talk about Alexia saying
So
Julie is honest, Kiki's super honest. Marisol, she doesn't remember.
she doesn't remember, which
That
not
was,
only was a dig of possibly being dishonest, but was also probably a dig as to her drinking.
of course,
Yeah.
but it was
Um,
that was probably for Marisol. That was
no,
the
that's why I think that's
ultimate betrayal.
right.
Ultimate betrayal.
So, I always find it interesting what happens after the reunions, and Nicole has been quiet because Nicole is in nesting stage. She just launched her skincare line. She's busy doing stuff and she's been in Aspen and all this stuff. But Alexia and Marisol have done the rounds and they were on 2Ts and there was a part that you have to see, unrelated to the other thing that I told you about, but there's a part where they posted it where she's saying, and this is why I'm saying she could never be friends with Nicole, because she is attacking Nicole. She's saying Nicole's not showing her real life and she's not saying who it is, but the reference is that. And then she starts saying that these women try to bring all these, but you have to see it because this is why we need her, because she is so unhinged. She goes crazy, with that kind of really thick, Miami kind of whatever dialect that she uses. And then she's going, because they want me, and Todd doesn't want to be on the show because whatever. And they want to ruin our relationship and they want me to have to pick between my relationship and the show. And if it comes to that, something like that, she doesn't know what she'll do. And Marisol's going, you wouldn't pick the show. And she goes, and I will step down when I want to step down. And it's it's so funny. We should share it because it's really funny. And then, so what I noticed from that, so somebody told me about the 2Ts and a Pods episode because, there's been, I have been very vocal about the fact that I was not quiet the whole time I was there. Obviously, I've never been quiet in my whole life,
But they cut a lot of stuff out.
and that they edited a lot out. And so it's really funny that Alexia, that the entire America knows that she's the most honest person in the world. Well, in this podcast, they're talking about why was I there and why was, that I didn't say anything. And Marisol shouts, they cut it all out. And Alexia goes, no, they didn't. They didn't cut anything out, and kind of tried to talk over her and fix it, and then doubled down saying production doesn't cut anything out. And so
Production doesn't cut anything out.
Right, exactly. Production didn't cut anything out. So I want to play it, and then you can you could probably do a better version of it because I don't know if anybody's
I'll
gonna
drop it
sit.
in. I'll drop it in now.
Because what people didn't see is that Alexi and I, when we were storming out, said, if you really want us to stay, call her and tell her not to come and we will come back.
You said that to
And that
Nicole.
didn't happen either.
Yes.
Yes. And
And
that
she
did
didn't
not
do it.
happen either.
I'm surprised production didn't step in and say, you know what, we don't want her here. She's not a cast member.
They
We have
cut it all out anyway.
two important cast members that are going to leave.
They didn't cut it all out.
Well, most
Anna
of them.
said absolutely nothing. They
She
didn't
said,
have to put
was
anything out
she
because
better
Anna said
than what we
nothing.
saw? We saw nothing.
Nothing. That's
And
exactly
then why
what
was she
happened. Production
invited?
did not cut anything out.
Why was she
said didn't.
invited?
Yes, they cut it all out, and then Alexia's covering for her, and it was so funny because it was such a departure from how Marisol usually handles things. She's usually smarter than that, than to say that. And that Alexia's the one that caught it and tried to fix it poorly was really surprising to me, but it just goes to show, just goes to show that her veracity is being questioned because she is dishonest. She didn't say one word. When in the world have I not said one word? And your best friend just said, they cut it all out, so it was funny. I just thought that was very, very interesting. And then just the way that she attacked, they attacked Larsa a lot. They went there to talk about it because they famously will not talk on their own podcast about housewives. And I believe that that's going to change. They just refuse to talk about there.
So what do they talk about? Why
Uh,
would anybody go there to hear them talk about anything other than the show?
They talk about, I guess, pop culture stuff. Listen, I get so many people laughing. I guess some people will listen sometimes. And I guess in a recent episode, instead of just talking about what's happening with Taylor Swift or talking, Alexia reads in English
What do you mean?
an
Like an
entire
article?
an article, like reads it and then let's discuss. But reads it where she's practiced the reading
Hold
and
on.
it's still not great reading. And it's
Okay,
like,
well-
we don't listen to this to hear reading, we hear
Hmm.
conversation. So I don't know. It's just funny. I also think that I think that there are not going to be any changes.
I mean, I don't understand. It doesn't make
Oh,
sense.
they were also upset. Alexia was upset that there's too many people on the couch, that they never put the friends. And although she wants Marisol there, but that they shouldn't have the friends there because she didn't get to speak enough.
She's so crazy.
It's so crazy.
Let-
To me, if I
let
didn't
me-
get to speak a
I'm
lot,
telling you right now, there's going to be a shakeup in the cast. Mark my motherfucking words. I'm just coming from the perspective of a producer. I'm looking at what's happening of them putting back-to-back episodes of the reunion that does not happen because of ad
And not o-
sales.
and not
You
only that,
need as many
bumped
eyes
them.
on possible. Right.
they
It's
bumped
not.
them for Erica's new show.
This is not a good sign. There is
No.
trouble in paradise. There's also like towards the end. I love Nicole. I'm just telling you, this is like the reality. There was a plea from Nicole at the end of this episode where she goes around to each person saying, look at what you have going on, and you have this going on, and you have this going on. It's like a plea of storyline for every cast member to be like,
Oh, wow.
you
I
want to
didn't hear
follow
that
this.
either.
Trust me. And it's like, babe, we don't want to follow this. I barely want to follow any of this. Okay.
I think that she has longevity on a show.
She does. It's a lot of I don't care about Larsa. I don't need to see Larsa stirring the pot
No, I
and
don't either.
throwing like trash in there. I don't need to see Lisa putting on a different eyeshadow color I don't care about
No.
her. I don't care about
Yeah, because
Larsa.
what you're telling me is what we all want. We want aspirational people.
Right.
So
and I
you have
want to see a
Gertie.
better representation of
Yeah.
Miami, not women just like beating
I
each
know.
other up.
That
verbally.
kills me. Yeah.
It's so stupid and it's not good. It doesn't just feel fun.
And it doesn't feel authentic. So anytime that Alexia is having a lot of negativity from, generally from viewers and from whatever, they put a lot of Frankie content, which granted, Frankie content is great. I love it. It's
I love
heartwarming.
Frankie content.
But it seems to be the one thing that gets her out of whatever. And then Marisol will bring up Elsa every time she has a chance for like, don't forget that I'm the one with the cool mom, she brought it up again on that podcast, it's like, oh, if you could on your podcast interview anybody in the whole world, who would you interview?
Your mom?
And she said, my mom. And of course,
she
Alexis,
probably misses her mom.
of course she misses her
fair.
mom. I'm just saying that I think that they're no longer well liked. They're seen as has-beens, which is what I never want to be, and I think that they feel that those things give them something. We want aspirational, so we want Kiki because Kiki is
I want
the
Kiki.
struggle, whatever, she's finding love, blah blah blah. We want Nicole because she lives the life, right? Like everybody wants that life, and she's
Hell
done
yeah.
the work in her life. She's a doctor. She's having
I'm a
babies.
doctor.
She has a beautiful home. She has all that stuff. And then Gertie, who has fought the fight of her life on our screen, was very brave and so that's aspirational. Everybody else isn't. And so
No,
that's what you're looking for.
They're like clawing at like trying to
Yeah.
be like, I have a story. I swear. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
And then
don't
when you
think
watch
so,
Beverly
honey.
Hills, the women, the way they communicate, because they're all pretty much smart women.
Yeah.
Here, the disparity is a lot in how people know how to communicate. And so it becomes difficult.
Yeah.
to-
Yes.
yeah.
And right, add in the element of desperateness of being like,
Yeah.
please don't take our show off the air again. You feel that from every OG Miami housewife. And it's like, I don't want to be a part of this.
And also, I thought that it was interesting that there was a part, and again, I didn't listen, so you're going to have to remind me, but there was something that Lisa is doing that Marisol claims she
Split
came
wall.
up with. Split wall.
Split
Okay,
wall.
so
That
here's the
was-
story
what a
that I heard
Crazy.
from the
moment.
mouth of a producer on this show. Okay, I have no other way of knowing this, and this you heard it here first.
Okay,
And this I
great.
think is a problem for Bravo.
Hit me.
Apparently, one of the producers came up with this idea
Split wall.
of split wall, right? Not
Not
this
the
is the
name,
story
the
that I heard.
concept.
I heard that they came up with the name or the concept, something. And the producer wanted to go into business with Lisa to do it. Now,
Uh-oh.
that's a big problem because if you go into business with somebody, you're going to show them in a better light because you're going to benefit from it financially. And
oh, true.
that, right. So then what they told me was that Lisa and Jody took the name and decided to do it on their own, and they cut
course.
him out,
Of course.
which is fine. But that just makes me wonder, why are they showing businesses of like a friend, like they showed Marisol's, because we need another canned cocktail in the market right now.
There's so many. Kylie just came out with one
we
too.
we don't need another one, and for that reason, I'm out.
Yeah.
But so are they showing that because they're in business with her too? Because when does a friend get their stuff shown on TV? So I don't know. I think that I think the issues are deeper than this nonsense that Andy's dealing with. I think Miami has a lot of things they need to worry about.
Yeah, it's also like, who cares, Marisol, if you came up with the idea? And she's saying like, oh no, I came up with the idea and I don't want any money. It's like, you just want people to know you came up with the name. By the way,
I
Split
have
Wall,
to tell you,
not the best name.
I never defend Marisol. We know that, but she can be clever, and I wouldn't doubt if she came up with the name. But I heard that Cooper came up with the name.
It's also like, she's just at the end of the couch. They're talking about something that has nothing to do with you. And then she just like screams at by the way, you're welcome for the name. Like, shut up. You're at the end. You're
well,
not
she just kept
important
trying
here.
She kept trying to talk a lot. Every time somebody would say something, she would have to say something. And I think that both her and Alexia listening afterwards to that podcast was that she felt that she wasn't heard or seen or,
Yeah.
She's been talking to you.
That's what happens when you're a dingleberry. Listen, I have been so mean today after talking
and it's so
a big
funny
game about, I don't want to be known for being a girl who talks bad about women, but this is what happens with Miami. It brings it out of me. It's really bad.
Yeah, me too.
Really bad. That's
too,
why I've been
because I'm
so
disappointed.
desperate. I've been so desperate for it to end because I'm like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I just want to be funny. I want to talk about other shit. I can't wait to get back into celeb news. Oh, that's what's going to happen next week because we're not going to
just
have
celeb
Beverly
news.
Hills. We don't have Miami anymore.
We have the Beverly Hills last episode.
I know that's tonight, and we're
Is it
recording
tonight?
early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, we might have to like pop in to do a quick whatever. Don't
Okay,
get too
we can do
excited
that when
if
I'm
you're
over there.
listening to this and it doesn't happen. I'm telling the listeners, don't get too excited about that. If there's not like 20 minutes left of this episode, look at the timer right now. If there's not 20 minutes left of this episode, we didn't do it. And I'm sorry.
I
But
just think
Sutton is shaking. Like Kyle, I think, is going to reveal about how Mauricio cheated on her. We have Kyle
well,
Richards
she also
there.
said that she was curious about kissing Morgan Wade. They showed a little clip of that.
That's not breaking news, though. That's just her
But
finally
I've
just
never
saying
heard.
it out loud.
Why is it taking her so long to come out?
Because she didn't grow up that way. And
Yeah.
she has a sister who's probably really conservative. And it's like,
I
that's a
think
scary thing. I would
I
be
think
scared
that-
too.
I think Kathy's very supportive of the whole thing.
I think she is now
Actually.
because I think she has never liked Mauricio ever in her whole existence on this
Oh,
earth.
really? Because because he
Yeah.
became
So
he
she's like,
became more-
anybody's better, even if it's a woman.
Yeah.
That's how she's probably thinking about it.
I think that we probably should talk about it because I have a feeling it's going to be a really good episode.
We can talk about it when you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry about my negativity, guys. It's like I'm about to get my period.
Is
So
that the reason? We've
just
been talking for a long time.
it's like too long, some would say.
Yeah, too long.
Um, my last thing that I want to say, I know you don't watch Vanderpump, but like Sheena Shea has been talking a lot about how she's like torn between being friends with Sandoval, who was like her friend too, and then being friends with Ariana. Ariana doesn't want anybody who's friends with Sandoval to be friends with her, which is
Right.
tough because her and Sheena are best friends, whatever. So we're going through like a whole thing internally. She's like going between two things. Apparently, Sheena Shea, all she's ever wanted in her whole life
To
is
be on Dancing with the Stars.
is to be on Dancing with the Stars. And then when Ariana got it, I think it was like a knife in her stomach. This woman has apparently been taking dance classes in case the opportunity happens. And the way that Alexia is pleading for Nicole to be friends with her, the way that Nicole is pleading Andy to keep them on the air with all the storylines, I my plea to ABC, to Disney, is put Sheena Shea on Dancing with the Stars. Throw a dog a motherfucking bone.
I
Give
think she
her
would be
that.
good.
My
I think she would be
God.
good.
Let her do it. Who cares? Like,
I don't watch
Let
it
her in.
regularly, but if I have nothing else to watch, I will turn it on, and I don't watch it consistently. But what I can tell you is that I don't think that her marriage is going to last. I know that
Oh.
this is totally random, but
What
it's
the
not,
hell?
right?
No, I think it is. I think they're really good for each other. And I think
Oh, are
that-
they? Okay.
And he pushes her and she like she has some stuff that she has to work out and he like forces her to like work on it. Like
Yeah.
we
Okay.
need
Okay. I don't know
childcare.
enough. I don't know enough.
Yeah.
It just seemed like they
Oh
had
no,
a lot of issues.
I think they're actually going to be great. But I want to see Summer Moon in the audience of Dancing with the Stars. I want to see Sheena Shane like she wants to wear a sparkly thing. She wants to do a little cha-cha. She wants to like let her do it.
Give her
Just
her
let her
cha-cha.
do it.
Give the woman her cha-cha.
For real. God,
Yeah.
I'm so sick of it. I swear to
I
God, if
agree.
next season they don't put Sheena Shea on Dancing with the Stars, I'm gonna pick it somewhere.
You're going to pick it?
I'm gonna pick it. I'm gonna pick
Well,
it.
I think that we spilled a lot of tea on this episode.
We did a lot. We did a lot, and I'm proud of us. I you know what I did yesterday? I put together a whole PowerPoint presentation of all of the outfits from the Oscars because I was like, we can't talk about Miami the whole episode. Look at us. Look at the stupid
at
work that
us.
I did. Para nada.
Melissa did that already. Just go on her.
It's also like no one wants to hear on Monday what happened the week before on like
Right, that's
Sunday.
true.
Like it's so nobody gives a shit. So
Yeah.
anyways, if you really want to know who my favorite outfit was, I'll tell you right now. And no
Who
one's
was it?
talking about it. No one's talking about it. Kirsten Dunst. Look it up. Look up Kirsten Dunst look. She looked spectacular. You want to know what
Really?
else? Julianne Hough. Julianne Hough, who was like doing what do you call it? The red carpet was
Yeah.
wearing Julianne Hough. No one in their whole life wanted you to know more that she wasn't wearing a dress. She was wearing a romper. Like she was doing
I can't stand her.
so much to be like, no, it's not a dress. Look, pants. She did like in the glam bot. She did like a kick to be like,
I
swear it's pants.
I hate when people wear pants under something that appears like a skirt. I hate that. It's
No,
so
she's just
horribly
so
tacky.
she's really cringy. This has been the meanest. This has been a woman bashing episode, and that's
Right.
what I'm going to title the episode.
Let Beba have it, guys. Let her have it in the comments. Listen, as long as you're not talking about Taylor, we're good.
I love Taylor. Does anybody
Taylor's
want to
on-
hear a Taylor song?
No, but they don't want you to sing.
There's one person in particular who's like, please stop. And like
Please stop
to you,
singing.
I say, I'll be the and all you're ever gonna be is mean.
Yeah. All you're ever going to be is mean.
Okay.
You're your mother's daughter.
Yeah. No, they're gonna be mean. I'm not gonna be mean. They're
Oh,
mean
you're not
to
going to be mean. Okay. Well, then
I was mean all episode, but
after this
it
episode, you're
stops
not going to be mean
today.
anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
It stops
Sure.
today.
You know,
Okay.
the one thing our listeners know is your commitment to stick to your beliefs wholeheartedly. They know that when you say this way, that you will never falter, that you will just continue on that path.
You know, it's constant change.
There you go.
And as Taylor Swift
That's a
said,
way of looking at it.
People up, people, and sometimes we change our mind.
Guys, my highlight is that the book is out.
Oh my God, that's right. If you haven't seen it yet, Lola Loves Herself is out on Amazon. It's the #1 children's book on Amazon.
Yeah,
Surprise!
it's the #1 new release, and
Why can't we
it's
get
really a great
those-
story. It's really, it's a great story to start the conversation about social media with your kids.
Yeah.
But it's been really well received, and I'm really happy about
It's
it.
really
so.
cute. It's really funny that I was like reading it the other day. And I was like, there's a lot of you in here. Because it was like,
Me?
yeah, because there's a part in the book where like Lola's mom is showing Lola her phone and like social media. And this Lola girl who's like, I think 8 in the book or 5,
Yeah.
8?
8.
8. And she's like, Lola looks at all of the images on Instagram and she's like, these 5-star hotels, these like beautiful models, all this stuff. It's like the 8-year-old doesn't know any of that. She wouldn't be like thinking like, oh yeah, 5-star hotel, glamorous,
Yes,
whatever.
I didn't say 5-star. I just said beautiful resorts and people on beaches. She lives in a little town.
No, I know. I just thought it was funny. There's a
Are
lot
you
of-
mocking the book that
I love the book. I love the
you
book.
did? Okay.
I read the
Do you
book to
have it?
Lola. Yeah, I bought 2 copies because I gave it. I
Aw.
bought it for another friend too. It's long because it's not for like a baby,
It's 5 to
like a
12, yeah.
toddler.
Yeah.
But Lola usually will after the middle of the book, she's like, I'm done. And she like sat through the whole thing.
Well, because it's her name, probably.
Maybe her name. Anyways, okay,
Maybe.
we gotta go. Thanks for
Okay.
listening, guys. Follow us on Instagram at Mommy Issues a Pod, at Beba_Rada, Anna Cooks QOKS. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Apple Podcasts. Leave a review. Did you hear how I said that? That was like seamless.
That
It
was seamless. That was amazing.
No mistakes. Okie dokie. All right.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.